Yo.
Jackpot.
Hello.
You can't just eat chewing tobacco unless you're some kind of prison king.
Have
I
you
like to
seen
sing
the
it.
latest episodes of Prison King?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Oh, yeah. You guys straight up fucked up.
Davidson, have a drink.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? I had my hand on that one too. Kind of turned me on.
No,
Come on. I feel like we're pretty close.
I like Burdan. He's fun.
I do too. That's the thing.
Like Heat Vision and Jack.
Sunlight makes him the world's smartest man.
I
know everything. What's everybody drinking tonight? I just cracked open a can of kid soda. Effervescence.
I eat some of the dill pickle chips.
Pitch finds a bag of dill pickle chips.
Do not mute yourself when you are eating.
No, I will definitely be eating those.
Here, take this D20. That's yours. Cool. Well, I think we're ready to roll. You guys started making your way in the direction of Grimstar anyways. Lots of wilderness between you and there, and you guys have elected to, for the time being anyways, hike through the wilderness to make your way there, as opposed to taking the much more convenient, albeit much more Imperial-controlled and watched main road that leads towards Grimstar. Avoiding the highways, taking the byways, Haas ever with his eyes to the ground, looking for specific tracks, and his erstwhile companion Ibrahim with him.
That
And
noisy bastard.
actually, while we're at it, let's warm our dice up for tonight's session. Moth, Girder, Burdan, and Pitch to roll a intelligence check. Nature, if you've got it.
Put that big brain to work, Burdan.
There you go. 1.
The writing seems to be on the wall.
So Irene and Eric are just kicking at your walls. Definitely don't feed Eric after midnight.
Haas, in the distance, you see the owlbear that had emerged from the cave hoot, roar into the pale blue sky of the afternoon, drops down to the ground, and immediately runs towards the closest threat that it sees, which is Ibrahim. Attacks with beak,
Oh, dear God.
claws. The piercing drive of the beak slams right into your chest. This massive owlbear now stands before the two of you.
Haas, coming to grips with the situation, will grin like a madman. He's dashing in, screaming, Owlbear!
You see your opportunity. Your second uppercut lands right in the beast's face.
This is a worthy opponent. He will hold his ground there.
Ibrahim, it is your turn.
Owlbear!
12 slashing damage.
They're big.
Yeah.
Ow! Let's drop the hammer of justice right on his owl spine.
Some of the plumage goes flying, but you miss meat.
For round 2. Even better!
Ibrahim, the object of the hunt is to fell the creature.
I'm trying my darndest.
We pan away from the two of you, and we find Pitch.
I have a bloody nose now.
You eat it and take 1 HP damage.
Girder, what's the largest creature you can turn?
A giant seahorse, but I wouldn't be able to breathe.
Okay, what's the big Moth? That jumping spell you've got. Can you cast it on a horse? Girder, can you turn into a giant frog?
Not a particularly useful frog.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop a warhorse.
Little Girder is running and he's like, hop on my back. And we're like, what? And then changes to a horse. Oh.
Yeah, he inflates into a horse like a balloon animal. Yeah, I'll swing up on there. I'll grab Moth up on there.
So Pitch, you're left to your own devices as the three others speed off together, kind of clustered together. We pan back to the melee in progress. The other owlbear comes charging up and slams into the back of Ibrahim. It actually falls prone next to you.
Ibrahim, strike true. Following that, Wanderers, rally! We'll go with karate chop on either side of the owlbear's head.
You see its eyes lose focus for the barest of seconds, and then they come back to pinpricks and look directly at you. Ibrahim, roll on.
Ibrahim's going to look down at his numerous beak wounds and wince a little bit angrily and take aim directly for the owlbear's beak. We're going to lay down the divine.
You pulse the divine energy of Humongous Ham. Haas, you see this owlbear's face disappear. This like red smear is left behind.
Haas stares at its corpse aghast.
Well, we're just getting started, Haas.
You do have another attack, and you have a prone owlbear next to you.
Is there any advantage of prone attack?
Yes, literally, you get advantage.
Literally advantage? Excellent. Let's bring it straight down on top of his head.
Jeff, the silliest fucking rolls, man. Miss. Crit.
Holy justices on the menu.
Now that's a humongous hand.
The owlbear is gone.
The gods are smiling upon us today, my drunken friend.
Sober, you're the drunk one.
Yeah, he's
Projecting
talking
your
to himself.
drunkenness on me.
He's talking to his hammer.
We pan away. You hear a voice pierce out over the hill that's ahead of you. Wanderers, rally!
I'm just booking it towards the sound, man.
Casting haste on Pitch. Point back with my wand and cast haste on him.
The next thing you know, Girder, as you look over to your left-hand side, there's a half-elf man. It's Pitch, and he's cruising easily along beside you, galloping at full tilt as a warhorse. Girder, as you strain your ears, you can hear the sound of the melee just ahead of you. You're getting closer, Ibrahim. An owlbear comes charging towards you. A beak attack, claws.
You know I'm weak against beak attacks.
So he charges into you,
Holy
hitting you
shit,
for
bud.
15 piercing damage. Hoss, it's your turn.
Abraham, how fare ye?
Oh, I got a lot of beak wounds.
So Haas is going to vault over the corpse of the owlbear whom Abraham blew the head off of. It's going to give him the old 1, 2.
You terminate him.
Guys, this is a bit meta, but I think there's a free owlbear cub up there.
That can be our mascot.
Ibrahim, you have Haas interposing between you and the owlbear now.
I'm going to have to take a minute here. So I'm going to take off my gloves and start slowly massaging my chest and lay hands on myself in order to recover. Cover me for a moment. I need to reveal my weak point. I'm going to hold my position here. I like the cover that I have.
I'm just going to keep at what I'm doing.
Make a perception check for me. As you come over the crest of the hill, it's plain and clear that there are owlbear corpses and a live owlbear engaged with your two compatriots, Haas and Ibrahim. At this point, the four of you do arrive on the edge of the battlefield.
Bodybreak!
With your hosts, Al Johnson and Joanne
Joanne.
Mcleod. Two former world-class athletes show you how to keep fit and have fun. Welcome to our first Bodybreak.
Stretch it out. Nice and easy. There we go. Nice and easy. Stretch it out.
Sounds sexy.
Sexy.
There you go. Nice dog. Fuck. It's the hustle, baby. People want to hustle.
I think what people really want to do is fight owlbears. So with that said, we'll jump back in. Pitch, top of the turn order. You arrive immediately beside the horse that is Girder carrying Berdan and Moth to the battle.
What Pitch does is draws his short bow.
Yeah, get him.
Pitching!
That's a
Alrighty.
sneak attack, right? Booyah! Pitch perfect.
Haas, turning around, you see Pitch grinning at you. You see a horse with two of your other allies on it. And then a roar as the owlbear attempts to hit you.
No.
And his beak attack. 17
Low
misses.
Whiffer.
Claw attack.
Great one! Whiffer!
Misses. Wow. Another owlbear makes itself apparent.
What the fuck?
You don't see it. And charges downhill towards you, Pitch.
No, I can't. I'm too pretty.
Berdan, it's your turn.
Berdan is going to rush to Pitch's aid and attack. Shield down, spear down too. 38 damage altogether.
Holy
Yep.
macaroni.
That's incredible.
Cool.
Way to fuck up an owlbear, Berdan.
What I'd like to do is ready Eldritch Blast to attack the closest owlbear.
Ibrahim, it's your turn.
Alex, you just chucking rocks.
I like
Oof.
the bait and switch that the system had when it was like, oh, you guys are just going to crit for a few hours. Is that cool? And then, like, all the
Yeah. No regular numbers allowed.
no regular. Yeah. Like a Monster Factory episode, no middle slider.
Well, taking a cue from Ibrahim, Haas is going to launch a blinding flurry of strikes.
That last hit is a fatal.
I guess the owlbear is obliterated.
Girder, you're up.
Girder's going to book it. Do a trampling.
I'll put you there. So you run up.
Slide.
Yeah, watching that horse move across the map was awesome. Trample,
Whoa.
bitch!
Moth, you are now within Eldritch Blast range.
Excellent. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
If I,
Feel free to thing do.
can I do the thing? Okay.
Dang it. Dang it.
Jiggle the thingy.
Jiggle thingy.
Is that a hit?
That's a hit.
Return to the pre-life phase
Fuck.
and cast Eldritch Blast on it.
Gray and purplish energy barfs out of your wand, arcs across the owlbear as you hit it with this necrotic damage.
Moth looks like he enjoys the sound of that howl a little too much.
Oh dear.
Pitch, it's your turn.
I'm going to fire my short bow.
Yeah, that's a crit hit. Dang. As its head turns around to fix its gaze on you, you loose your arrow and it strikes true right into the eye of the great beast, and it goes down.
Yes!
Yeah. Pitch lets out a yeah.
There is a commotion at the far end of the gully, close to the cave. A screaming roar. You see a larger, differently colored owlbear emerging from the cave in the ground, flanked on either side by two more owlbears.
They gods!
And with that, it's Berdan's turn.
Do it! Do it, Berdan!
Berdan's just going to run to right here and fire my crossbow at Big O.
Okay, so you hit him with two arrows.
Yep, that's my turn.
That owlbear stands on its hind legs and begins to beat its wings. You see his talons grow lighter on the ground, and then his body lifts up. And as a legendary action,
Oh, shit.
can't
The
do it
fuck
for
is
some
that?
reason.
Legendary action.
Do a flyby attack. So he's going to hit you for 10 damage as he goes hurtling by you and then lands on the ground, spinning, now standing beside you, Moth, and Girder in horse form. This gargantuan alpha owlbear. Moth, it's your turn.
I will cast Mirror Image on myself, almost like as a product of my shock at seeing this thing.
The shock fractures your
fractures
image.
me into a bunch of yeah, exactly.
I love it.
The duplicates, like, there aren't extra horses.
No, it's
Like a
just
bunch of
they're just
dudes,
like
floating in the air.
well, some of them are riding like they've clipped to the side of the horse, so they're like
There's one in
horizontal
front.
to the ground. There's one
Sticking
in
out all
front.
at
Yeah,
Weird angles.
yeah, exactly. A horrible Cthulhu merry-go-round. Ibrahim, your turn.
Fuck them up.
Fuck him up. All right, let's do him in. I'll step on this corpse here, get a little extra height for my swing.
Owlbear is bloodied.
Bloodied, eh? Let's make him more bloodied.
Okay, so you've killed him. Haas, I believe it's your turn.
Haas will pivot 180 degrees and will charge at the big mama here. 2 strikes at the owlbear's eyes.
Hit. Miss.
He will attempt a stunning strike on the owlbear.
As the owlbear should begin to become weakened, it's almost like through sheer force of its will, shrugs it off. One of its 3 daily legendary resistances.
So, like, this
Naturally.
thing's gotta have, like, a local myth name.
It's referred to as the Shrike.
And that's it for him.
Girder, you're up.
As I rotate, I'm going to try to like do a hoof.
Your
as it
hoofs
would.
fly past his face. Pitch, you're up.
I'm gonna send some arrows at.
Hit that big mama. Bone mama.
Freaking bony.
Then I'm going all the way up here to shoot down.
Get in that
But-
fucking tree, bitch,
Yeah.
you fast
She
bastard.
can take
Over here, slowpokes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
my
so the
God.
beak's going to deal
Ow.
6 damage, and the claws are going to deal 14, so total of 20 damage against you,
Jesus.
Abraham. Beaking into you.
Speaking.
Speaking of beaks, the big Paragon owlbear, the Shrike, is going to take a swipe at the thing that was shooting the purplish energy at its head. He's in such a way where you have the opportunity to, right now, if you want to, attempt to grapple on him.
Attempt to grapple. It's an interesting idea.
Grab him, Moth,
it.
you idiot.
Okay.
Bash his freaking brains out, you idiot!
I'll give it a try.
He,
Good
with his
try.
mighty strength, pulls away from you, unfortunately.
Can I keep some
Hmm?
feathers?
2 legendary owlbear feathers pull out in your hand as he pulls back away from you. Verdan, it's your turn.
How's Abraham looking over there?
All my magically sealed beak wounds have been reopened.
Dan will go right here. I'm going to do a tripping attack.
He goes down. Boom.
I'll say, Abraham, the advantages are.
Excellent.
That's it.
I need Horse Girder, Moth, Hoss to all make dexterity saving throws.
I'll take 10 on that, DM.
He just has 10. You got it.
You'll take that. I see.
Oh, really? Because we're all taking 18.
The wind kicks up. Hoss, you're thrown ass over tea kettle.
Your jerkin got ripped again. Oh no.
You take 10 bludgeoning damage as you're thrown to the ground,
Holy shit.
and you are knocked prone. The owlbear can then
No joke.
fly its speed up over to the ridge right next to Pitch. Girder, you and Moth would both get opportunity attacks against him as he left your threat radius.
Hoof 'em, Girder.
Speaking of you doing things, it's your turn, buddy.
I'm going to turn with my left hand and use a shocking grasp.
He pulls down hard, and you get another handful of owl feathers. He gets out of the way before you can resolve the spell.
Let's get smashy. Put a little more muscle into this one.
Hoss, your turn.
Haas will recover his footing. This fellow here is prone and fucked up, right? All right, Haas is going to soccer kick it repeatedly in the testicles.
Kicky tonight. Your foot just goes right up in the air, and you end up lying on your back again.
It's like a fucking Three Stooges episode tonight. That's it. He's gonna stare at the sky and wonder what the hell went wrong today.
Your turn, Girder.
Kick in the face.
It will be Pitch's turn at the beginning of the next session, but we will leave it there and move into our Canada Day celebrations, I guess.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, James.
Yeah, it was a fun
Good game,
session.
Awesome.
Great combat.
Well
Cool.
done, Wanderers.
Boss fight.
You know how it goes.
Yes, seahorses are so weird looking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you guys have any words for Eric or Irene?
Get fucked.
Get
You
fucked!
wanna
Get
get
fucked! Eric's raising the roof. He's had so much rye whiskey tonight. The poor boy.
Oh.
Later,
Good night,
bud.
everybody.
Good Canada Day.